We are live, Rick. Welcome to the Chicago Bears Brothers. Sorry, let's make this right. Welcome to the Bears Brothers podcast. That's what I
We
had
might
to
be
say.
live, but the Bears weren't.
Yeah, we might be. Bears lose 52 to, I don't know. What was the
One,
score? 21?
22.
52 to
Yeah.
21. Bears lose in embarrassing fashion. Not good, Rick. Not good at all. Let's get Rick's rapid reaction. What do you think about this game so far? As I'm going to set up a little promotion right here. So, Rick, what's your initial thought about the game, man?
I mean, can I make a fart noise? Is that's about it? That's my only thing to say about this game was, I mean, man, if we weren't doing this, I would have walked away right around the beginning of the fourth quarter. I think I texted you, we have to watch another quarter of this? Like it was it was not fun to watch most of the time. Um
Sorry,
Obviously
let
there
me
were
let me interrupt you really quick. We have some love from Bangladesh. We're international now, Rick. Look at us. Woo!
yeah,
Bangladesh. That's awesome, man. That's
yeah.
amazing. But go on,
Of all
Rick.
the things for today. Yeah, I mean, we had that really weird end of the first half. I've never seen anything like that in all my years of watching football, and it just I think we discussed it last after last week's game that the culture is bad, right? That happens at the end of the half, and then the Bears just that was it. They were done playing football at that moment. They're like, "Well, we got screwed, so we're just going to lay down and be done." And yeah, I mean, I kind of felt the same way. I was like, "Well, why the heck am I watching this as a fan? I want to lay down and be done with you. If you're not going to bother, what are we doing here?"
Yeah. I was watching a multi-view of the Bears Lions debacle, and then I was also watching the Patriots Dolphins because
What another fun game.
that actually was a pretty fun game. What my son is a Dolphins fan, and it was back and forth. There was a punt return, kick return, stuff like that. The Dolphins ended up losing, but that was a lot more fun to watch for sure. In case you guys don't remember, Rick is from Chicago. I live in the Northeast right now in Connecticut, which is I bring this up because we have to do something to honor one of our fans, which I'm not looking forward to whatsoever. We have this bottle of Jepson's Malort, which someone texted me today saying, this is why Jepson's Malort was created for games like this. And we made a bet that if somebody donated $18.17 to the podcast, we would have to do a shot. Actually, I would do a shot. Apparently, Rick really likes this, but I have no idea what this tastes like. So, what we're going to do is we're going to do a shot of this. And Rick, why don't you go ahead and give us a little bit more of a flavor profile as I open this bad boy up?
Well, I think the best way to describe it now is this is going to taste like you could imagine if that game had a taste that we just watched. It's going to taste like that.
Okay, sounds good. Jepson Malort, if you ever watch any of these clips or anything like that, we would love to sponsor you. We have a lot of people international, by the way. We have Belgium, we have Bangladesh. If you've never heard of Jepson's Malort, well, here we go. Anyway, from 1,000 miles away, Rick, cheers, buddy.
Yeah.
Mm. What is that?
There you go. You're making the Miller face.
Ah, what is that? Ew.
And the best part is it's going to linger for a
Yeah,
really long time.
yeah. Like the guy who hits on you at the bar and it just won't go away.
Yeah, you're going to burp like an hour from now and be like, what? Why? Why is that back? Why?
I've never had dry mouth quicker than what I have right now.
This right now is the best part of the Bears game day so far. This is the
Yeah. Yeah. Rick, who do we have to thank for this donation
Eddie
again?
Jackson.
One
Ed
more time.
Jackson. Ed
Ed,
Jackson.
Ed Jackson. We're enemies now.
Well, as he put it, we can say Eddie Jackson made you do that job because technically it's true.
Sounds
It's not
good.
the Eddie Jackson that we're thinking of, but we can say that.
Yeah. Someone just commented you could probably fuel your car with it. Yeah.
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 Okay. I'm
And,
gonna try
and it
to
would go backwards.
I'm gonna try to do I'm gonna try to do this without taking my chaser. I do have another cocktail right here.
I already took
But
mine, not because I needed to, just because I needed more beer.
yeah. Actually, the taste of that makes the Bears game a lot more tolerable. I'll say that for sure.
I'll agree with that.
You know what? I'm feeling much better about the Bears game now. This is
Yeah.
great.
Well, the drunker you get, I guess,
I mean, yeah, absolutely. Listen, we have 16 people in here right now. Go ahead and throw us a like, give us a follow. We are Rick and Eric. We are the Bears Brothers, and this is the Bears Brothers podcast. We're just here to have some fun because really that's all we have left to do, Rick, is just
Yeah.
to have some fun on these podcasts. There's a lot to go over in this game for sure. Like I said before, a debacle. Like the Bears, I wanted to not say this for a couple years, but the Bears right now are a poverty franchise. It's bad.
Yeah.
It's really, really bad, Rick.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, had it not been for that weird end of the first half play, down 21-14 wouldn't have felt real bad at that moment. They had a couple scores. Roman Dunze was having a game. Williams looked better. The defense looked fine-ish. I mean, you're playing the Lions. They have some of the fastest, best wide receivers in the league, and Jared Goff's an amazing quarterback. So you're thinking 21-14. I'm not thrilled, but I'm not in the dumps. And then the second half, it was like the Lions were just running around scrimmaging, and the Bears were watching them score. Like, wow, way to go, guys! Look at what you just did. And it was hard to watch.
It was hard to watch. It is the NFL Chicago Bears Detroit Lions game. Someone actually in a group chat that I'm with, they said, you know what? Let's just relegate the Bears team, put them down to Division Two. And in the NFL, in case you're watching from overseas, which some
Back in
people
the day.
are, there is no relegation in the pro football sports, American football sport. I kind of wish there was right now. It would make a whole heck of a lot more sense to play the games all the way through the season, especially if you're a bad team like our team. Yeah. So it was really, really, really bad to watch all the way around. I got to start with a couple things. I think that well, our kicker, Cairo Santos, apparently spent all week spending it to be able to kick the ball out of bounds because that's what he did right away. He kicks the ball out of bounds, and the Lions get the ball at the 40-yard line, and all they have to do is take it 60 yards against a team that's missing a couple players, and boom! We already knew from that first play that everything was going to go downhill.
Yeah, I mean, how do you? They make these new rules for the kickoffs, and our team can't seem to do the kicking part right. So, like, how was that possible? Um, yeah, that first drive looked pretty terrible. I mean, and obviously both Edwards and Johnson went down during the course of that game, which, again, I mean, I don't want to make an excuse for that, but you've got 3 or 4 starters on your defense not playing. I mean, that's almost a third of your starting defense not on the field. And you're playing one of the best offenses in the league from last year. So that's going to put you behind. It shouldn't make you give up 50 some odd points, but uh, yeah, not a great way to start the game.
No. Listen, I think that there's a lot going on right now. A lot. I think that we talked about with the culture being from last year, losing culture. It is definitely carried over into this year. I think that it's funny to watch the fact that you have somebody like DJ Moore, who is a $110 million wide receiver, and he's nowhere on the screen. He's not even looked at. He's somebody that is an afterthought because they're trying to make Roma Dunze the guy. Which, by the way, Roma Dunze, MVP of the game.
Yes, if you're gonna give one out for that.
No, no, no. In all
Yeah,
seriousness, no. Roma Dunze played great. He had,
he
yes,
did.
he had a couple drops at the end of the game, but he's a guy that can. I sound like Chris Collinsworth. Here's a guy. He is a player that you can actually build your team around, but they have no plan for DJ Moore whatsoever.
I mean, yeah, he's been absent. He was absent last week too. It's not like this is just an aberration. He wasn't there, and we're used to seeing him catch 8, 9 balls a game, and to catch only, I think he had 5, and he was only targeted 6 times, and for like 40 yards. So he was always getting the outlet throw, the second look, which is a strange thing to do to your number one guy.
And this all goes back to the fact that DJ Moore said, I don't think that Caleb Williams or Jaden Daniels is the guy to draft. I want to keep Justin Fields. Then he's not used last year like he was used with Justin Fields. Justin Fields has him as a guy, as a 1-2 punch. I listen, I'm going to say this right now. I think with the relationship with Caleb Williams and the way that the offense is going, DJ Moore is clearly not part of this offense anymore. It is time to go ahead. If you want to, GM, trade DJ Moore. It's done. There's no relationship right now with him and the Chicago Bears. You're not utilizing him. Have somebody else take on the money, and therefore get somebody else in here, like, I don't know, an offensive freaking tackle. But
Yeah, we don't have any of those.
DJ Moore's not happy anymore. If I don't hear DJ Moore wants a trade in the next like 6 to 8 weeks, I'd be shocked.
Yeah, I mean, unless things drastically change, I'd be shocked too. Yeah, that's another thing to focus on. We don't have any offensive tackles. Braxton is a turnstile, and Wright is a false start penalty machine. Oh, by the way, prediction correct. We had exactly two false starts again. I don't think the Lions had any. Why do we have so many false starts?
I honestly, I don't know, and that's the thing that's always a plague on the team. You
Yeah,
called it before in the other video. You said that they're going to have a couple false start penalties. We had that one drive where nobody had any idea what they were doing. Somehow the Bears always end up with second down and 57 yards
yeah.
because
I
they
mean, they
just
showed that.
input it.
Did you see that when they put that up near the end of the fourth quarter? Like how many times they were in like second or third down and over like 20 yards? It was like 6 times in this game, and it was between penalties and sacks and oh, just terrible. I mean, you can't. It's hard to know what kind of play caller Ben Johnson is or how he's running our offense when like they said, they don't have a play for third down and 32 here, and he threw a pick too. Like on top of that.
Yeah, that was
He threw a pick trying to throw the ball out of bounds. We can't
you
do the
couldn't
simple things.
you couldn't like Cairo Santos can't kick the ball inbounds and Caleb Williams can't throw the ball out of bounds.
Like, do they know? It's not only them. It seems like the officials don't know where the out of bounds line is either. Because I'm still going to be mad about that play. The guy makes a catch right on the sideline. He's clearly in as Stevenson touches him. Oh, terrible, terrible, terrible. I mean, I don't want to say it cost us the game because that would be ridiculous, but it was a terrible, terrible call.
Exactly. I would be upset if that actually mattered, but when you give up 52 points against somebody, it doesn't matter.
No,
It
it doesn't
doesn't
matter at
matter
all.
whatsoever. And Christopher, we have a some comments in the chat right now saying the Bears suck. They do. They
Yeah,
they, they
they're
sure
really
do.
bad.
And
Yeah,
that's something. Sorry, go ahead.
I didn't think it was going to be this bad. Like I knew today was going to be a rough day. I knew that the Bears. I mean, when I looked at this game on the schedule at the beginning of the season, when we talked about it during the week, I was like, "Oh, this is an L. This is a total L." And had it been within like 14 points, it'd have been like 35-20. Been like, "Yep, that was an L." But this was a beatdown, especially in that second half. This was just a clobbering, a beatdown. Yeah, I mean, and how do you move forward? And how do you move forward after losing so many games last year, losing the way you did last week? And I mean, you wanted to talk about this too, but Caleb Williams' body language looked about the worst we've seen it, or I mean, even worse than I've seen in other games.
Yeah, there's definitely like a bad culture there. There was a replay of, I think it was in the end of the third quarter where he threw the ball to Luther Burden in the third and threw it low. It was his fault,
Yeah,
and the ball goes incomplete. And this is him throws the ball, then goes,
Eric is hanging his head down for those of you listening.
sure, yeah. It was unbelievable though. It was like, dude, you are the captain of all captains for this team. And this was something that was a factor when it came to the draft about Caleb Williams is the fact that he got down way too much on himself. And you thought, well, maybe this could change. And hopefully it does, because I will always be a fan of whoever is on the Bears team. Hopefully it does change. But my goodness, you are the leader of the team. Someone goes, Jared Goff did it too. He clapped his hands. He was like, "My bad, no big deal." Moved on to the next play. We're not seeing that from this guy that's supposed to be the franchise player, supposed to be somebody who is the leader. It's embarrassing. It's terrible. Still gonna watch because that way I can have more of that, I guess. But and I just pointed to the Malort bottle in case you're listening. But it
There you go.
was appreciate it. But man, it was bad. It was just embarrassing, awful.
Yeah, like you said, I think Roma Dunze was the only bright spot. Swift had a fine game, I guess. I mean, he was averaging a little over 5 yards a carry and still running tough. I mean, I think maybe we just need to slow things down completely and go back to a in the next game. Hopefully, the Bears will because they came out of the gates with that fast pickup. Let's go, let's go, let's go offense, and then they kept trying to do them like just slow it down, run the ball, throw. Have we thrown a screen pass yet this year? I mean, not a goofy bubble screen to the wide receiver, like a screen pass, like a tight end screen or a running back screen or something to get Caleb to throw the ball to somebody, get 7, 8 yards in chunks, move the ball down the field, get first downs, not be in second and 27s and third and 58s, be in second and six, third and three. But then again, of course, we got to third and one and fourth and one, and we couldn't do that either. Let's talk about that going forward on fourth down twice in this game.
We don't have the roster to be that aggressive. We do not have the playmakers to go for it on fourth down and therefore trust your defense to do the right thing. We just simply don't. And then we drafted a punter. Let me repeat that. We drafted a punter in the fourth round to be that guy that could kick it the other side of the field. So that way it's another weapon. They said on Hard Knocks, he's a weapon. But yet we can't do that and pin the other team. Now, would that have mattered against this Detroit Lions offense? No, not at all with our roster whatsoever. But why would you go for it and expect everything to be roses and daisies
And then
where
run the same play twice in a row. It didn't work on third down. Let's try the other side. And we got all these new guys in the middle. We can't get 1 yard?
nope, we can't because Bears. Now, someone in the comments said before, and we'll say this officially: most valuable player, best player on the field today. I think we both have the same answer, but who is it there?
Yeah, it's Roma Dunze.
Roman Dunze, 100%, 2 touchdowns, open in the field, great hands, great plays. Could have made even more with a couple drops at the end, but he had himself a day. Let me actually look at the stats right here. Roman Dunze had 7 catches, 128 yards, and 2 touchdowns with a long of 37 yards. The guy can be really, really good.
Yeah, he was fun to watch today, and he almost made that catch at the end of the third quarter. It was triple covered. He still almost made that catch, but he was getting obliterated as he was trying to do it.
Right.
Um, yeah, I mean, it makes you think: had the game been closer, could he have had 200 yards catching if they, if the Bears weren't trying to come back from being 37 points down or whatever it was,
Definitely a breakout game for sure. Somebody says, "Hey, you guys look like the same guy." Well, that's because we're brothers. This is called the Bears Brothers podcast. This is Rick. I'm Eric. Rick is the old fart over there. I'm the many concussed idiot over here. Lifelong Bear fans, lifelong Bear watchers, I guess, because it's tough to be a fan right now, Rick.
Yeah, you're really selling us well. Here's the old fart and the dummy. Like, come listen to us talk. Like that.
I'm okay with that. We're having fun. It's not like these podcasters that are taking themselves seriously and everything has to be
Yeah.
so cool.
Not going to get that from us. That's for sure.
Darn right. We are not going to be serious on this podcast. We're going to be fun. We're going to be entertaining. We are doing shots of Malorts, and we're just here to hopefully lift your day up a little bit after watching the Chicago Bears basically say, you know what? We probably don't deserve to be on the same field as the other team. So, cheers, everybody. If you're having
Yeah.
one, I'm having one with you. Absolutely. Cheers, Rick, from 1,000 miles away. Okay. One thing I want to talk about as well: the Bears spent, I don't know the exact numbers, but they spent somewhere around $100 million for two defensive ends, Montez Sweat and Odengbo. They spent a lot of money and didn't get barely one pressure. They spent all that money, and it's just they can't develop any. Jared Goff had enough time in the pocket to raise a family, to coordinate and run a filibuster at the Capitol. He had enough time to have a Midwest, yeah, no, yeah, conversation inside of Jewel before he even had to think about throwing a pass to somebody wide open over the middle. Amon-Ra St. Brown, yeah, I'll just run this play and have 8 seconds to run the play, and everything will be just fine. It is unbelievable. And as a city that has been a prideful city about getting to the quarterback and getting the quarterback under pressure and giving them happy feet, Jared Goff was like, what is this, a preseason game against third stringers? It was absolutely embarrassing. Bears defense gets an absolute F minus. It was awful. They might as well not even shown up.
Yeah, I mean, did he even hit the ground once? I don't think he did. Maybe one time. Yeah, I don't even remember. Doesn't matter. The
Yeah,
memories of this game are going to go away real quick for me. There was nothing to really be happy or excited about. But yeah, they can't get any pressure with the middle. They can't get any pressure on the sides. And then they're getting burned downfield. I mean, how many times did the commentator say, "Well, that was real easy"? Like the ball would be midair, and the guy's like, "Oh, that's a touchdown." This was so easy. Like it was, yeah, like you said, it was like watching a preseason game where the starters were playing the third stringers. Um, there were very few moments today where I was like excited or standing or like, oh, what's going to happen? I was just sitting watching, going, yep, another good play, another bad play, another bad play, another bad, it's over and over and over again. Yep, they scored again, they scored again, they scored again, and that was it.
yeah.
And it felt like they were doing that. It felt like the Bears were going, yeah, whoops, kind of screwed that up. Sorry, let's go back to the bench and sit down.
I guess what I would say is that Jalen Johnson had an injury in the beginning of the game or like
Sure.
middle of this first quarter. Kyler Gordon wasn't there. Kyler Gordon's a beast. He's a guy that does change a little bit of the game. But when you spend that much money on the defensive line and you can't even get home, that's absolutely awful. That's absolutely terrible. Now listen, Detroit's a great team.
Oh yeah,
Anybody playing Detroit whatsoever, they are going to be they're going to be a headache for teams in the NFL, no doubt about it. I saw the stat that they were the most injured team in the entire league. If those injured last year, if those injuries don't happen for them last year, they at least they go to the Super Bowl or have a very very good chance of beating the Eagles to go to the Super Bowl last year. They are that stacked as a roster overall. Great team. However, it's still embarrassing when you lose 52-21.
yeah. There's really no way to spin that. I mean, they're all professionals in this league. We shouldn't be watching blowouts like that. I mean, has there been any other game so far this season that's been that lopsided? I don't really think so.
Yep. Well, not this season. This reminded me of the first year. Was it the first year? It was the first year that I started dating my wife, and the Bears lost 55 to whatever against the Patriots, and then lost 55 to whatever against the Packers. And it
Remember
was
that?
with Mark Trestman. And my wife, who reads books inside a bar like she's part of the Gilmore Girls, looked up and saw the game was absolutely like terrible. She goes, "Why don't any of the players care?" And I'm looking at Caleb Williams going like, you're just sitting back with your thumbs right here, just sitting back, kind of going, whatever. And it was like, I support quarterbacks more than anybody because I used to be one. But you doing this right here, this is going to give you the very, very shortest leash that there is. I wouldn't be surprised if by bye week, if you continue that, Tyson Bajan's QB1.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to be one of those people that thought the same thing. I wanted to believe in this. I wanted him to do well. I wanted to come in second year player with a brand new offensive minded coach. Let's get this going. We got new linemen up front to protect you more. We got another wide receiver to throw to, another tight end to throw to. Let's go. And we've been going the other way, and it's been disappointing and sad to watch. And it's been disappointing and sad to watch him seemingly give up. that's hard to watch. That's hard to get excited about. It's hard to be a fan of a team that looks like they gave up. They just decided it's done. Let's stop. Let's not even. I mean, even when you're losing in a game like that, you want to see your team go. You know what? Let's go out there and put together a good drive. Let's go out there and run our offense correctly and make sure that we're ready for next week. Let's use this as a chance to practice and get better because obviously this game's out of control. But let's get out there and go.
For
And they were just
sure.
like, "Man, let's just go home.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
that's what I saw actually in the first, not with the defense, but with the offense. I actually saw that in the first drive, in the first half.
Yeah.
I saw that, like, listen, there's actually some really, really good things going on in this first half that we can use to therefore propel our team for the rest of the season. And I'm sorry, but when I'm a person who says this was going to take time. Yes, the Lions were going to win against the Bears no matter what. That was automatic.
Yeah.
There was no doubt whatsoever. But when you lose 52-21, you have to then say, okay, there's a lot more wrong. There's a lot more wrong. It was a 6.5 point spread, and you lose by 31 points. That is awful. You have two offensive tackles that have no idea how to block somebody. Here's the defense going by. The Lions, they just went, yeah, go right ahead. See you later. Go get that guy. No big deal. And then you have a defensive line who says, you know what? We're just gonna do this a little bit and not do anything to get to the quarterback. And go ahead, throw the ball over the middle for 37 yards every single time. No big deal on our hands. We made a bunch of money. That's the feeling that we're getting as Bear fans. And as Rick, you said, it's hard to get excited when you have that kind of team that just completely gives up.
And we get to play again next week. So that'll be fun. Have the Cowboys, is that game over yet? I just saw they went to overtime right before we started this.
I honestly don't know, but if it is the Cowboys, I think it's at home against the Cowboys. Is
They're
that
playing the
correct?
Cowboys. They just kicked a field goal to go to overtime against the Giants. You know, that great football team, the Giants.
The Cowboys ended up winning that game 40-37.
Okay, so they kicked another field goal in overtime. Gotcha.
They kicked another field goal in overtime. In fact, let's go over a couple of scores because my wife is happy. My wife's Ravens won their game,
Okay.
so she gets to buy her book. In case you don't know, everybody, my wife picks a random team every single year, and if they win, she gets to buy a book, and that's kind of our thing to make her a little bit more of a fan. But yeah, so the Baltimore Ravens won 41-17. The Los Angeles Rams won 33-19. The Cincinnati Bengals ended up pulling it out, even with the injury to Joe Burrow. They won 31-27 against Jacksonville. And the Buffalo Bills killed the New York Jets, which, I mean, the Buffalo Bills are always a good team, but I always root for Justin Fields anyway, because I'm a
Yeah.
Justin Fields fan. I wish that he was good. Yeah. And then the San Francisco 49ers won against the New Orleans Saints. The Patriots beat the Dolphins. The Seahawks beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. And that's really about it as far as the update with the NFL. I don't even know why I'm going over the update with the NFL because I feel like there's a lot more to unpack here with the Bears and how just embarrassing this loss was. Rick, do you have any other thoughts about the coaching staff in terms of why in the world did the coaching staff still continue to go ahead and rush four, especially on defense, when the Lions were just picking apart the Bears?
I couldn't tell you. I mean, the only thing I could say is that they didn't trust their defensive backfield to be able to stop them with if they were blitzing. They didn't trust the linebackers. I don't know what I'm saying. I think that they just. I feel like they gave up too. Like they were like, well, I'm just going to call a base defense. And what did they say? They were playing zone more than they ever play in a Dennis Allen system. I think they just knew we don't have the speed to keep up with this team. And if we rush everyone at Goff, he's just going to dump it over the middle for 40 yards anyway. They seemingly they weren't going to stop that play no matter what they called. It's kind of how it felt.
Yeah, it was a little bit of like, well, what do we do with this roster? There's not a
Yeah,
whole lot that we could do. We've got a couple people down again against a really good team. And again, I just want to say one more time the Lions are a Super Bowl contender team. We knew that the Lions were going to beat the Bears. but this was absolutely embarrassing when it comes to it. And it seemed like you're right. It seems like the coordinators and everybody just kind of went like, "Oh man, we do not have the roster or the players to even contend or even think about being in the same field as the other team."
Yeah.
So listen, you're playing the Cowboys next week. You're playing them at a 4:25, 3:25 Central Time game. The Cowboys just came out. They won a game against the division rivals. Say what you want against the Giants, it's still a divisional team.
Yeah.
Any advice whatsoever for the Bears when they go out and they play the Dallas Cowboys at home? Like, what do you have to kind of like bring them a little bit of inspiration or a little bit of a thought process right now as we lick our wounds once again as Bears fans?
I mean, you can't do worse than you, like that's all I can say. I mean, 52-21 is pretty bad. Can't do much worse than that. Um, yeah, I mean, my early thoughts about that game are unless there's a huge shift in the way they approach things, unless there's a huge, come to Jesus meeting with the players or something that they get rah rah spirit or anything, something. It doesn't look good for them again next week. Uh, Dak Prescott is a decent quarterback. The
Mhm.
Cowboys do have some weapons, um, and I just feel like it's going to be one of those games where they come out and they maybe get a touchdown early in the first quarter, and then something goes wrong, some play happens that goes badly, and we watch this train wreck of hang your head and walk off the field until they lose by, I don't know, 2 touchdowns next week. That's my early thoughts. Is 24-10 Cowboys. Unless something else happens, unless we get some players back or they have a breakthrough, or it's hard to imagine them suddenly deciding, here's where we put our foot down, here's where we make our stand, because it doesn't feel like they're wanting or ready to do that.
No, and we talked about the culture of that after the loss against the Minnesota Vikings, this losing culture that we're hoping that the new coaching staff develops something of more of like a winning culture for sure. As of right now, there's no culture about that whatsoever. There's a lot of players hanging their heads, including QB1. And
Yeah.
that's somebody that you cannot have losing your heads. That's somebody that has to be, listen, we're not doing the best that we're supposed to be doing. We're not even doing mediocre. We're playing bad. You need to call that out, but you need to be that leader. There's no leadership on this team whatsoever. There's nobody. The people that you're paying let's go over this. The people that you're paying the highest amount of dollars, you're paying
DJ
Well,
Moore.
not Caleb Williams, but you're paying DJ Moore, you're paying Montez Sweat, you're paying Jalen Johnson, who got injured. Those are your top three people. And we don't see any of them actually stepping up and being a leader. Now, we're not there in the locker room for sure, but this is going to take a lot of time if it ends up being okay and something that actually develops into a culture where they turn this around. But it needs to hit hard today. You cannot take a 52-21 loss and just be like, well, whatever, because if you do, that's what makes you a dumpster fire. That's what makes you go 3-14 for the season. But if you have somebody that actually steps up, Rick, who would be that person in this locker room that we can't really see it too well, but who do you think that might be that guy that could possibly say, hey, we need to lock down here?
I mean, maybe once some of the guys you brought in from other teams, like Joe Tooney or somebody who has had some experience in a winning culture, coming in and stepping up and, getting guys excited to come out and play the game, getting guys excited for a win, that believe in themselves that they can do it. I mean, the only way they win this game against Dallas is if early in the game they get a couple lucky breaks, a fumble or an interception or something to go their way to put them up ahead, like 14-0 or 17-3. That the feeling of finally things are going our way, and to continue to and to continue forward. Look, if we play well, if the ball bounces our way. You know, they say that success isn't just about luck; it's about luck and preparation and being able to take advantage of the lucky plays when they come, because you've been prepared enough. And it seems like the Bears right now are having unlucky things happen to them, sometimes with calling an official, sometimes with balls bouncing a certain way, and then they just don't seem to have it within them to bounce back from that. So the only thing I can see that would change that is if they got some lucky bounces, took advantage of them, and started to gain some confidence.
Yeah, and that's going to we have no idea if that's gonna happen whatsoever. I don't
No.
have confidence that it is gonna happen. But we are a podcast about fun, Rick, and we gotta
Yeah.
find something fun to do for sure. So cheers. Let's at least have fun
Cheers.
about that. I'm at the end of this.
Well, here's one fun thing I'll say about my prognostications. They did indeed have exactly two false start penalties. Hutchinson did indeed have exactly one sack. The Bears did lose the game, as I predicted, by a lot more than I predicted. I thought that Caleb would throw for 300 yards, mostly because they'd be in garbage time, and they weren't a lot of garbage time. He just couldn't complete passes then either. If you think he barely threw for 200. But it's pretty close again, which I'm pretty happy about.
That's
Sort of.
amazing, Rick. You're a wizard when it comes to Bears circle of sadness. That is what we have right now. But you know what? Here's the thing. I'll give a silver lining, and we'll end
Okay.
the podcast this way. I'll
Okay.
give something of listen. It's bad. It's something where you can't see um through your window right now, right? Because it's dirty, it's foggy, it's got seal failure, it's just absolutely terrible. You can't see outside whatsoever. So you're staring at this dirty window. And as of right now, what you need to do is you need to have some kind of blank slate as you look through that window. So Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, here's my advice to you. You're staring at a blank page before you. Open up the dirty window. Let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find. Rick, what else do you have?
If I could remember the rest of the song, I'd join in with you. I'm thinking
Reaching,
like I'm reaching for something in the distance. It's so close I can almost taste it. Wanna
release your inhibition, feel the
feel the
rain
rain
on
on
your
your
skin.
skin. No one else can something, something. Only you can do it now. Something else. Don't know the words. Feeling like the Bears are gonna win.
Catch
Yeah.
yourself in words unspoken. Live your life with arms wide open. Today ends where your book begins. The rest is still unwritten.
There, I sang, Nate. Are you happy?
Yeah, Nate, the guy. Well, blank slate, everybody. Open up
Yeah,
the dirty
can't get
window.
worse. That's another good thing to say. It can't get worse.
It
I mean, it can,
but
but
it
it probably
can.
won't.
Listen, open. Go touch some grass, Bears fans. Go
Yeah,
touch
go
some
outside.
grass.
Yeah, go
Uh,
outside today.
yeah, go outside, vent a little bit. Hey, you know what? At least it wasn't against the Packers.
Hey, there it is. That's the way to end this. At least it wasn't the Packers.
There it is, buddy. Anyway, that is awful. This stuff is absolutely terrible. The game was absolutely terrible. But we'll see you later on in the week. We are the Bears Brothers Podcast. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. And like and subscribe to this channel if you're in right now. We will see you later on in the week as we preview how the Bears are going to mess it up against the Dallas Cowboys later on
We'll,
this week. And we
we'll
will
find a new
join
way, I'm
you
sure.
by some exact way for sure. Um, it's gonna be it's gonna be embarrassing to be a fan, but a lot of fun to be in this page. So we'll see you then. Until next time, Rick, bear down, man.
Bear down.